Hello everybody and welcome back to iCommand and to our Let's Play series for the Heart of the Empire campaign featuring the Imperial Commander 2 app. And this is going to be the Rebel upgrade stage, the second to last one. We've got one more story mission and then the finale after that. We just finished the Test of Metal side mission, and I've actually decided I am going to be posting these up on Monday again, following the weekend of the mission that I post. I just find that as I'm watching them myself, I am wanting to see the rewards right after the mission for some reason. I think it just feels like it's like a reward for completing the mission. Also, I just really want to do them right away. After I finish the mission, I want to get my upgrades done. So I'm guessing people probably feel that way too. Also, has the added benefit of when I need you guys to be voting on what the next story mission is, it gives you more time to do that so that I can maybe play it earlier in the week if I need to. So, for this next upcoming mission, we've got two choices. We can either follow Lorne, who was the historian that we rescued from the cantina on Coruscant in our last story mission, who has critical information about the uh, Jedi artifact that we are pursuing in our mission on Coruscant. And so we can either follow him and play History Repeats and join him in looking for it, or we can go on without him and play Enemies Closer. So those are your two options. Take a look at the mission cards here on the screen and let me know in the comments which one you want me to play. I will be counting up the votes pretty soon, so usually I try to play the mission in the middle of the week, so posting this on Monday gives me a lot more time to get everybody's votes, and if it's a tie or not enough people vote, then I'll just choose one. Alright, so let's move on to our upgrades. We've got our 4 Rebel heroes here, and we just finished Test of Metal, so Jared has recently gotten a upgrade to Jax with the X8 upgrade, which changes all of Jax's Pierce abilities into +1 damage abilities, as well as giving him +2 health. So that's really nice. Actually, I think you can't see it. There it is. You can see it now. Although maybe you could. Yeah, so that's going to be really nice, especially now that Jax has 6 health. He can survive a lot more of Drakata's blast. Kind of ironically, the figure that kills Jax the most has been Drakata, so with a blast. But also the +1 damage will be really great with, since the repeater cannon already has Pierce 2, it will really help with adding damage to the damage total. Also, the Ko-Tun has the plasma cell, which always gives all of her attacks Pierce 1. So yeah. So going into the credits and XP, I guess I'm not doing a good job of showing the XP there, but let's see if I can do that. So we've got Drakata and Jared who have 3 XP each. Excuse me, Drakata has 3, Jared has 2, Ko-Tun now has 3, and Jin now has 4. So let's take a look at what we've got available. So Drakata, we mentioned we're definitely going to be going for Wookiee Wrath, and the assumption here is that we're going to get at least 1 XP from the next mission, possibly 2 if we win. But no matter what, we've got 3 XP already, so if we get 1 more XP, we'll have enough for Wookiee Wrath. Excuse me, not Wookiee Wrath. Thermal Explosives is the card we're going for. That's one for 1 strain. You can add a yellow die to your attack pool, and you can also deal up to 2 more damage to figures when you use the Demolish ability to put down the Rubble token. So yeah, we're going to be saving up for that one for Drakata. Looking at Jared next. So we've got 2 XP with Jared, and we were looking at the Leaping Slash ability, his 4 XP ability. Let me spread these out a little bit more. There we go. Either that or Mutual Progression for 3 XP for the +1 speed and +1 block. Although looking at Explosive Reflexes, place one die in the attack pool with another attack die of your choice. Actually, that looks pretty good, especially if we're still going to have the gaffy stick going forward. I might actually consider that one instead. I haven't tried that one, but +1 speed would be nice, especially for jacks. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. But if we get 4, if we do get 2 more by winning the next mission, then I think Leaping Slash is the one I'm looking at. Because otherwise we're getting a 3 XP and balanced approach, which is not my favorite. So yeah, Leaping Slash is looking good to get more damage out of Jared. So we're definitely going to save up for him. Looking at Ko-Tun, Ko-Tun also has 3 XP, same as Drakata. I definitely want to get Squad Cohesion next for Ko-Tun. I think I actually made a bit of a mistake with Ko-Tun getting Opportunist as the most recent card. I realize now that when I got Opportunist in the last campaign I played with her, I had already gotten Squad Cohesion first, and so Squad Cohesion lets you give out four power tokens right at the beginning of the mission before she even activates. So when I used it with Squad Cohesion, everybody was spending tokens on their first attacks, and Ko-Tun was just like sprinting out ahead on turn 1, thanks to all the tokens being spent. But without Squad Cohesion, there's way less tokens in play for her to be triggering Opportunists. So I think it was a mistake going for that first. But we do have 3 XP, so no matter what, we're going to be getting up to 4 XP after the end of the next round, end of the next mission, and we'll be able to grab Squad Cohesion. And then finally we have Jin Odon, who has now gotten up to 4 XP. So most likely I have a choice between either Trick Shot or Sidewinder. I also could have gone with Gunslinger, which I have said in the past I like. However, the problem is we just haven't seen any good pistols for her other than DL44. And it's so hard when you have to buy the XP cards before you do your item shopping. We can't wait to see if we get a good pistol. So I think it definitely makes sense to go for the 4 XP. Now, Trick Shot is worth talking about. It can make it easier to get your quick draws off, especially against a smart human opponent that knows how to activate their figures in such a way that they block line of sight to their other figures by Jin when she activates. That also sometimes happens with the app, because what the app will often do is it moves towards your figures and then it gets in the way just by moving around. Plus, as the human, know that I should put those figures in an ending space where they're blocking line of sight to Jin's quick draw. So I'm often, playing against myself, trying to make it a challenge. That being said, we have the quick draw holster, which also costs 1 strain that we have to think about. And if you're using Trick Shot every time you're using Quick Draw, it makes it cost 3 strain, which is really hard to manage. I mean, we do have Get Cocky to recover strain every time we defeat a figure, once per round at least. But I just can't give up on Sidewinder. Like, every time you attack, you get 2 movement. Not even movement points, you get to move 2 spaces, which powers through enemy figures and difficult terrain. It's just so strong to increase every action. If all you do is take attack actions, right, you're getting a 50% increase on your action economy, which is so strong. Plus, she's got again, quick draw holster and her quick draw ability, or maybe hair trigger. No, it's quick draw. Plus it combos with Opportunist to give her even more movement every time she attacks. So I'm going to be taking Sidewinder here and not even worrying about it. And then for the next one, I guess if we get 2, we'll probably go with Roll With It, since we already have Cheap Shot. We could also get Quick as Whip and Smuggler's Luck, but Roll With It costs 1 strain. You get +1 block to your defense results by spending a strain. And it doesn't exhaust. You can use it as many times as you have strain to pay. So yeah, I think We'll probably roll with it if we can. If we only get 1 XP from the next mission, then we'll definitely be getting quick as a whip. So at least we have options. Alright, so let's get into our item drop. And this will be really interesting because we've got a lot of credits saved up. Now I should mention here that somebody mentioned in the comments that Imperial Commander 2 has a special rule in the rules document, if you go to their wiki page, that says that rebels can sell any class or any item cards for 100% refund at any time. And so people pointed out that I shouldn't, because there's that rule in IC2, I should not have saved my credits last round. I should just be spending my credits and then returning them after a mission to get more expensive items. And I don't know if it's just because I'm an old school player, but I don't really understand why they put that rule in, because it makes it so much easier to game the system that way. Like, I mean, I have a house rule in my campaigns, you know, where it's player versus player, that rebel players can return 1 class card and 1 item card for a full refund once per campaign. And otherwise, the rule is, if you didn't know, that when you sell an item card back to the armory, you only get half the credits back. And the idea there is, if you took the item to a mission, you got some use out of it, so you should have to pay something even if you sell it back to the armory. And yeah, I just don't like the being able to do it any time you want, because it's very easy to abuse that and game the system, where again, you're just spending all your credits all the time, and then whenever you need more credits to buy something expensive, you just get rid of the crappy items you bought in the last mission, and now you're good. And I just feel like there's no, like, I don't know, there should be some risk reward, right, to buying stuff, and there's no incentive to try and save and take a disadvantage to get an advantage later. So anyway, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be using the normal rules, where selling an item, you only get half your credits back. So we're doing tier 2 and tier 3, and let's see. Scroll down there. Alright, here we go. Tier 2 and Tier 3. Let's see what we get. Overcharger. Terrible. A280. Okay, I should mention what I'm hoping to get. Based on what's been going on so far, I'm hoping to get an upgraded gun for Jin Odon to help her, because she needs help dealing damage and defeating figures to trigger Get Cocky. Hoping for maybe an upgraded weapon for Jared, or at least a attachment that would be good that I could put on the gaffy stick. Specifically, I think there's 2 that I would want. High impact guard would be really good, and what is it? Vibro generator is super good with gaffy stick. Either of those 2 I would love to see. Drokata's doing pretty good. Oh, Jin, I need an armor, like something for Jin to keep her from dying. I feel like she's been withdrawn twice now. She's only got 10 health and white die. I need something to help her survive the missions. And then maybe an upgrade to Ko-Tun's gun. I'm not sure. Plasma Cells have really been carrying the service rifle so far, but she's starting to feel like she's also having a hard time killing figures even when she attacks them twice. So yeah, I think that's what I'm hoping for. So let's see what else we got. We got cybernetic arm. That's an interesting one. Combo coat, mediocre. Not the armor I want. Laminate armor is a little bit better, but it's pretty expensive. But we do have a lot of credits. There's a pistol. Speaking of too much strain to do lots of extra attacks, but it does go pretty well with Jin. Stun Baton is meh. E11's pretty good, but it's not great. And then what was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna be doing 10 from each. Focusing beam. Not really the attachment I want for my gaffy stick that already has Pierce 1. Let's see what we get from the tier 3 power charger. Okay, get some tokens. Some power tokens, I guess. Sniper scope. If we want to do long range, another laminate armor. Okay, so I'll burn that slot. Rick blades, based on your strength attribute test. Not, I don't think it's good with Jared. I think, yeah, Jared's only green green, so not a great use of 850 credits. Electro staff just popped out. That is a good weapon. Very expensive, but very strong. Supply pack. Okay, more power tokens. Kind of a filler. Ooh, and the pulse cannon. Another pretty strong weapon in the tier 3. Force pike. That's okay. It's 3 dice at least, but the surge abilities are not good. Plastoid armor. Okay. Have to look at that. And then combat visor. Okay, so here's our item drops we're looking at. So the thing that stood out to me first is definitely the Electro Staff. Super strong weapon, reach, blue, green, red, surge for +2, or you can get cleave 2 if you're close enough. This has been a really strong weapon in my experience, and an attachment slot. But it is quite expensive. At 1250 it would be almost all of our credits. Let's see, what isn't interesting to me. Overcharger I don't care about. I'm just gonna flip them over if I'm not interested. Overcharger's terrible. Just deplete to, yeah, I've already talked about why. Extra ammunition, not super interested in. The focusing beam I'm also not interested in. You can spend a strain to remove a dodge, but the only figure we have that can use it is, I mean, I guess if we might get it if we want it for the Electro Staff, but I don't think we're gonna have enough credits. Actually, let's just leave them all flipped over. I don't want to flip over stuff. Although I know I'm not getting the combat visor. It really depends on what kind of credits we have. The laminate armor, obviously, we can't get. Rick blade, I'm not interested in. Again, it's a green for that much credits. Don't want that. Stun baton. This one is like 500 credits for a 2 dice melee weapon. No, we don't need that. Definitely don't. I don't think I want the combat coat. Cybernetic arm. This one is super dangerous. You really want to be careful before you buy this. I could see this maybe going on Dracata. But I think this is a lot better. Well, I don't know. Yeah, this is a lot better for certain figures. Like, I think the only hero I would ever take this on is Verena. Just because she can often get 1 extra close quarters with it, but I don't think I want that for any of my heroes. We're already having trouble staying alive. The rest of these look interesting enough. Oh, not the overcharger, obviously. Alright, so this is kind of what we've got left. So I don't think we want the focusing beam again because of the Pierce one with the gaffy stick. And I think we don't have enough credits to get Electro Staff and focusing beam. We could get Force Pike and focusing beam, which would not be terrible, but I think I'd rather just take the Electro Staff in that case and use the attachment for something else. Power charger. Exhaust this card when you spend a damage or surge token to apply +2 of that symbol. That's interesting because we have Ko-Tun. Ooh, supply pack. At the start of the mission, you gain 2 power tokens of any type. Deplete this card during your activation to recover 2 damage or discard a harmful condition for 200 credits. Whoa, these are like a combo, right? Oh, could you imagine this with Dracata? You get 2 surge tokens at the start of the mission, and then you can double them to get double surges to feed that repeater cannon. That would actually be pretty good. 600 credits though for that, which is not bad. It leaves less than half of our current credits. That's actually pretty interesting. And then sniper scope. Do we want this for Jin maybe? Well, if we do supply pack and power charger, we could give Jin the tactical display because we're going so ham on surges there with. Although that's only, you only get the 2, it's 2 and then done. Sniper scope we could also give to Jin, and then with the spread barrel she's kind of covered as far as ranges go, but I don't think we really want to be quick drawing anything at range 5. Plastoid armor. When you perform a move, recover 2 strain. Wow, that's pretty good. We had to give up the back to pump early on in the campaign, and I kind of regret it, but this is a nice way to recover strain. Plus, you can exhaust it when you're targeted by an attack to apply +1 evade. That would be really good with Drakata too, right? Because we saw Drakata has a hard time with strain. The nice thing about the supply pack too is that you can discard the bleed condition, and we're dealing with that so much. Are we looking at supply pack, power charger, and plastoid armor? That's all going on Drakata, 950 credits. That leaves us, what, only 400 credits left? And there's not really any weapons here to update Jin and Jared that we said need some extra firepower. Drakata's already probably our strongest hero at this point. I think that it might be a mistake to pile onto Drakata. I mean, if you think about it, if this were a 4-player campaign and every hero had a player, like, there's no way we'd let Drakata take all that stuff, being how powerful they already are. Although, I mean, Drakata only has 1 item. That's actually kind of funny. Drakata has spent all their XP on their items, but they've really been overperforming compared to, especially to Jin. I mean, Jared has been doing great just because of Jax being so strong, but Jared's attacks have been falling behind. Yeah, the pulse cannon's really good. Actually, the pulse cannon would be really good with Jin because of how many bonus attacks she's getting. Surge for +2 and Surge for Pierce 1 on 3 dice is really good. And then because of quick draw, you're getting to she'd be benefiting from that again. Oh, also, we could sell the DL44, so it actually wouldn't cost as much as it says here. Right? It says it costs 1,200. So it would actually be, if the DL44 is 500, then minus 250, so it's actually 950. So if we get the pulse cannon, that leaves us with 1350 minus 400. Hi everyone. So I'm sure a lot of you are probably screaming at your computers or phones just now. Here's what happened. So this is Future TV Boy here, editor, and so what ended up happening is I recorded the video, I uploaded it to YouTube so I could have everything ready, and it actually went public for about 6 hours when it really wasn't supposed to. But in that 6 hours, I got some comments on the video about Jin's quick draw and pulse cannon, specifically from Stefan over at Board Wars. Thank you so much, Stefan. Pointing out to me the obvious, what should have been obvious, is that Jin can only use quick draw with pistols, and the pulse cannon is not a pistol. It felt weird to me that to think that she could quick draw with the pulse cannon. I've never I've always used pistols with her because I always have the gunslinger ability, and I just completely spaced out and forgot. So what I had done in the original video is gotten the pulse cannon and the power converter, or the power charger for Gerard. I'm not going to be doing that. Instead, after thinking about it for a little bit and what I should do here, and now I finally am recording this little bit, I'm going to overwrite the rest of the other part of the video for what I buy. Instead of getting the pulse cannon, what I'm going to be doing is getting the supply pack and the power charger for Jin Odon. And the reason I'm going to be doing that is because, again, the only type of weapon she can use with quick draw is a pistol. The only pistol we have in the spread here is the DT12. The DT12 is a really bad pistol. It's worse than the DL44 in terms of damage it does. And we don't want to be spending 2 strain on the ability that it has because we already have 2 strain for quick draw. So what we really want to be doing is we really need to be doing more damage. I don't need a mediocre pistol to replace the DL44. I need to be doing more damage with Jin so that she's contributing to the mission, to killing figures, and getting her Get Cocky ability off, as well as being able to use Cheap Shot to stun things now and then. So what that means is I need something to up her damage, and the best way to do that with what I have here available is going to be the supply pack and the power charger. The other nice thing about the supply pack is that it is also effectively giving her +2 health, since after you use it to get the power tokens, you don't need it anymore. You can just deplete it to recover 2 damage from her. It's effectively like a +2 health boost, which makes this a really good 200 point armor. So that's what I'm going to be doing for Jin Odon. Additionally, I looked at it. I realized I need to be updating either Gerard or Ko-Tun. I don't really like any of the options for Gerard. Rick Blades are not good with him because he's only got 2 dice for strength. The stun baton's not a good weapon. It's not really a good upgrade to the gaffy stick he already has. And the electro staff we don't have enough for. Obviously would be good, but we need to power up Jin. If we just power up Gerard with the electro staff, we leave Jin and Ko-Tun stagnating. They're not going to be able to contribute as a 4-man team. And the other thing is Gerard's actually doing pretty good right now just with Jax and Mechanical Master. Because Gerard has access to Jax to give him +1 damage on his attacks, and he also gets Pierce 1 from the gaffy stick. Plus Jax is doing a bunch of damage with 2 attacks every turn, 2 focused attacks that are now going to be doing +1 damage and search for +1 damage. Gerard's actually doing okay without an upgraded weapon, and we should just wait for a good weapon to show up, or a good attachment for the gaffy stick to show up in the next one. So instead I wanted to focus on getting Ko-Tun up to speed a little bit. So I am going to be buying the E11D rifle for Ko-Tun, getting rid of her service rifle. And then because we no longer need the plasma, the plasma cell to help her with her terrible surge abilities on her service rifle, we're going to be passing that along to Jin as well to give her additional damage buffs to her, hopefully 3 attacks per round. And Ko-Tun's going to be, we're probably going to just be attacking once or twice. Also, the E11D is going to be really nice with her opportunist ability for Ko-Tun because you get the tokens from it. Obviously, she has the ability to give out tokens for 1 strain with her ability. But the nice thing with the E11D is on the turns where she's fully strained, starting off fully strained and needs to rest and can't give herself a token before she attacks with her, can't give herself a token with her arms distribution before she gets her attack off. She can rest and then take 2 strain for the E11D to get 2 power tokens, and then attack and be able to move at least 2 spaces with inch by inch and opportunist. So that's what we're going to be doing. So that way, Jin is going to be a lot more powerful. Actually, she's going to be hitting quite hard, And then as long as Ko-Tun is feeding her tokens, she'll be able to get +2 damage on her at least one attack per round with the power charger. So we're going to be spending 1,300 credits on. We're going to sell the. We'll just get rid of the service rifle for now. We're going to move the plasma cell over to Jin Odon. Ko-Tun is going to have the E11D. And then. So Ko-Tun is going to have the quick draw holster. So she'll be maxed out at 3 accessories. You can actually only have 3 accessories total. So you can have 2 weapons, 1 armor, and 3 accessories. So we're giving her the supply pack and the power charger. So that's going to help again with increasing her damage so she can get the kills she needs for Get Cocky, and increasing her durability by giving her effectively +2 health. And then she's also got the plasma cell as the second attachment on the DL44. So that's how we're going to be doing that. And apologies to those who watched the video when it went live early. I think about 20 people saw it, it looks like, before I took it down. And sorry for the confusion. I'll try to put something in the thumbnail that shows that this is an updated video. We fixed the issue with can't use the pulse cannon with Jin, at least not with quick draw. Definitely can't be selling the DL44 to be able to buy the pulse cannon. So alright, thanks everybody for understanding. And I think that is it for our items. So that is going to leave us with 0 credits. Also, I just recently learned that you can shrink the credits quickly like this by using the... If you only have a touchpad and not a mouse, they made it so that if you do the pinch action on the credits, you can either shrink it or you can use the reverse pinch action to increase the credits, which is pretty cool. And Jin is at 0. And so we're going to wait to find out what our next story mission is once you guys vote. Thanks for watching, everybody, and look forward to seeing you for the next campaign mission.